The first character of the JoJo All-Star Battle R Season Pass 2 is scheduled to release in early autumn of this year, but we still don't know exactly who this character could be. So today I'm going to examine some of the most frequently discussed candidates to take this slot and share my thoughts on who I think will get in. We can start by ruling out some of the more unlikely options. The following characters are ones from Part 5 that I think are either not noteworthy enough or not a good enough fit for the game to be seriously considered for the roster. Luca, Polpo, Zucchero, Sale, Formaggio, Eluso, Malone, Squalo and Tiziano, Carne, Part 5 Polnareff, and Scolipi. There is an outside chance that one of these guys does end up making it in, particularly some of the La Squadra and Unita Speciale reps, but all in all I find these characters' chances to be much lower than the remaining three options I still have yet to go over, and I'll start with what I believe to be the least likely of those top three. So let's discuss Vinegar Doppio. Despite his limited screen time, he's very popular among the fans, and perhaps the biggest point in favor of him is that they could reuse assets from Diavolo, especially assets related to their shared stand, King Crimson. We've already seen them add variations of a single character before, such as having parts 3 and 4 Jotaro, base form Kira and Kosaku, Scary Monsters Diego and Alternate World Diego, and several others. However, maybe the biggest obstacle I see as far as Doppio goes is that there isn't a ton of content left for his moveset to explore that hasn't already been seen with either Diavolo or Risotto. Additionally, while I have seen a few Doppio ASBR supporters out there are Part 5 characters that exist that have more fan demand than him, such as who I think is the second most likely Part 5 rep, and that is Chocolata and or Secco. Yeah, while it's possible that we could get either one of them individually, I think it's far more likely that we'd end up seeing them both get in as a duo character similar to Prosciutto and Pesci. These two are pretty memorable one-off villains, and the devs seem more than willing to pick characters like this, especially from Part 5. Double the characters means double the moveset potential, so there's a lot that these two could pull from. So between the high fan demand for this duo, the potential for a really creative moveset, and the precedent for us getting not only one-off villains, but even duos of one-off villains, I feel pretty confident having them at my number 2 spot. But there's still one Part 5 character out there that I think stands a better shot than Chocolata and Secco, and by now you've probably guessed who that is. Yup, I definitely consider Leona Bacchio to be far and away the most likely character to be the Season Pass 2 Golden Wind rep. He's one of very few characters from the animated JoJo parts that feels like a glaring omission from the game, and he certainly has the most fan demand of any Part 5 character. I often see people try to dismiss Bacchio as being unlikely due to his stand being centered around utility rather than combat, but this argument really never made sense to me. Just look at Part 3 Joseph's Hermit Purple. It's primarily a utility stand that's best used for making spirit photos, but it still has some combat applications like grabbing objects and strangling enemies. Moody Blues is no different. Sure, its main use is for replaying past events, but that doesn't mean it is completely useless in a fight. Heck, we even see Eluso get completely bodied by it, so it's definitely far from helpless. What matters a lot more as far as All-Star Battle R is concerned is that Bacchio is practically the only anime character to be a main party member and not be playable, aside from maybe Emporio. So all things considered, yes, I do think everyone's favorite Giorno hater definitely has both moveset potential and fan outcry to take that coveted Part 5 slot. And there you have it. Those are the Golden Wind characters that I think are most likely for Season Pass 2. If you agree with me or think I'm way off base, be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you liked what you saw, then consider hitting the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more like this in the future, then you can ensure that you will by subscribing. But with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.